afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect daily news in a way you didn't know you could use. For those listening in over the radio airwaves, thank you for tuning in at gcpr.live. And for the rest of you, thank you for joining me on Substack, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, Blue Sky, and all the other places in between. Hey, up, scrolled. I see you there too. Now, child. Whoo. Mm. The news is newsing today, okay? The news is newsing. Where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? You know what? We love a good scandal, okay? Especially when it comes to a marginalized pygmy, okay? We love that. Does the name Valentina Gomez sound familiar? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, she's a self-hating Latin woman, okay, who says all of the horrific, transphobic, bigoted, white supremacist things. But you know what? Y'all kept screaming, Black women, where you at? Give us some help. Throw us some bone. What? A Black woman came through with the come through. Of course. Stop, look, and listen. Here comes the chisme.
You know, if it's dirt on somebody, I'm going to find it. Valentina Gomez, I can't say what I want to say for guidelines reasons, but if you go to a certain website, you go to the Colombian category, you type in DP, guess who pops up? You can't run for office if you involved in anything like that. I think someone should show a Texas official.
Valentina, when we said we wanted our politicians to pull double duty, we meant, representing us and being humane. We didn't mean double the fun, double the pleasure, double the plugs in your polls, baby. That's not what we was talking about. You can't be, look, I'm all about get your coin up, make your money however you want to make it. Okay. People's talents. Can the audience say, oops? Exactly. Like people have different talents. Okay. Capitalize on your talents. Whatever your talents are, please, 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 please capitalize on them. All right. Do that. Do that. Um, but sweetie pie, sweetie baby, sweet and sour, honey. You can't be out here talking cash money shit, talking down on people, saying that other people are the miscreants, the Jezebels, okay? And you out here spreading it wide and deep. Mm. Yeah, she definitely got some double standards, some double lay downs too, some double side to side. Hey, Harley. I just, you know, save it for Friday. Yeah. Oh, the Friday tomorrow's show is already racking up to be a doozy. Okay, it's already racking up to be a doozy. And for those that kept asking, yes, my big brother has a Discord. I have a Discord. I just don't use it. But I do have a Signal chat. Feel free. You can join the Signal chat and yeah, you can contribute. You can talk to yeah. But tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a doozy. Now, the self-proclaimed bulldozer Tom Holman, who previously was crying like a little bitch, I can't be with my family. I gotta be away from my wife and children. I'm pretty sure they are out here like, whoo, thank God. Whoo, y'all ain't got to return him. They probably hoping and wishing and hoping that some friendly fire mixes with the smoke around him, if you catch my drift. Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. But Tom Homan announces massive drawdown of feds in Minneapolis after receiving unprecedented cooperation from local officials. He's not getting any cooperation. I'm going to tell you what he's getting. He's not getting capitulation. I told y'all before the Trump administration is going to try to change the narratives right now. They've learned Nixon's favorite phrase, de-escalation. We're going to de-escalate to make it seem like they are the saviors of a situation that they created. They are the arsonist firefighters. So of course, oh, we're gonna pull troops out because local law enforcement, they just decided after all this time they're gonna help us. Carte blanche, like en masse. Mm-hmm. Sure they are. Sure they are. And I grew a penis overnight. I did. With the over under DJ, we gave him like 3 days. Because he was like, no, I'm not giving up anything. We're not going anywhere. We're going to see this through. You can't even see through an orgasm. I don't trust you. Okay? Look, Timu Uncle Fester. Sit down. Sit down. Trump border czar Tom Homan announced a significant drawdown of federal agents in Minneapolis during a Wednesday morning press conference after receiving unprecedented cooperation from local officials. The same local officials that wouldn't help y'all? Okay. You know what? This one hair is driving me out of my mind. Do something with yourself. We'll try to fix that later. Hallman was put in charge of the Trump administration's immigration enforcement efforts in Minnesota after Renee Good and Alex Preddy were both shot and killed during an altercation with ICE and Border Patrol personnel. No, the reason why he was put in charge of that, let's be real. Trump and the upper echelon of the GOP are terrified that Border Patrol and ICE are going to turn on them, especially since it's coming out that they're not getting paid. That punishment thing is new to me. Wait, hold on. What punishment thing? Black and brown people are not reacting, so Mango Mussolini can't take martial law. The thing with Trump and the thing with the rest of them, they don't care about it being black or brown people. They they really don't care. That punishment thing. Okay, I said so much in the last few minutes. I don't know. Um, yeah, I see that, but what punishment thing? That's what I'm saying. Um, Trump doesn't care. Trump believes that, and he said this over the years, and keep in mind, he had copies of Mein Kampf. This was substantiated in his divorce proceedings. Um, that he believes that he has superior genes and he's superior because of his German heritage, his German lineage. Uh, with Trump, it's not so much about black and brown people being out, because if that were the case, they wouldn't be shooting white people. They would ignore the protests like they did in the beginning. If you remember the first couple of No Kings protests, nobody cared. There were influencers and creators out conducting interviews. Nobody cared. No, nobody cared. Um, they don't really need the black or brown out in the street in order to invoke martial law. Trump is waiting to see how many more of his sycophants are willing to lie and what's going to be the narrative, because Trump is some of y'all not gonna like this, but it's the truth, and you can go check the receipts. Trump and Taylor Swift are very similar in one way. They let their fans set the narratives and they steal the ideas from their fans and run with it. If you notice, people will get online, lie, and then Trump will pick it up and run with it like he did. Like he did it. E-N. What? P-E-N. What? Pens. Just text it to me because you're confusing me. Um, so like I've said before, they're about to roll back who is considered white and who is not. If you look at the FAFSA sheet, they're already asking, what brand of Caucasian are you? Yeah. You're not going to have that protection any longer. That male genital. Oh, when I said I grew a penis overnight, I said I didn't. Don't Jesus Christ, baby. Now, oh boy. Okay. Are you living in Georgia? Are you near Georgia? Um, Here's the thing. There's a carpet empire based in Georgia. What they've done to Black and brown cities and neighborhoods for decades, the environmental degradation is happening throughout Georgia due to 3M. So bombshell glared at the executives from the chemical giant 3M across the table from him. He held up a carpet sample and pointed at a logo for a Scotch Guard on the back. That's not a logo, Fume Shaw, CEO of the world's largest carpet company. One attendee later recalled, that's a target. Weeks earlier, 3M Company announced it would reformulate its signature stain resistant brand under pressure from the Environmental Protection Agency because of human health and environmental concerns. And here's the thing, when they're rolling back and fighting to roll back regulations and things like that, they're doing it to increase their profit margin. And once again, capitalism is very short sighted. They do not think about sustainability of employees, and sustainability of having a consumer base. And they compartmentalize them away. Keep in mind, each and every one of us is the consumer base, and we are also the workers. They're not mutually exclusive. So they are willing to kill you off for profit today. Long destroying the environment and everything else in between. Government wanted to control the people through ICE and have them do the dirty work, but that's not going as planned. Actually, it kind of is going as planned because the point of ICE really wasn't population control. The dirty work that ICE was supposed to do was getting the undesirables out of the country. It really wasn't about intimidating the rest of us. They're trying to set the narrative like, oh, yeah, we planned this the whole time. They forgot. They got a bunch of psychopathic, racist idiots, gave them weapons and carte blanche and put them in the street. Not the 70s. The Heritage Foundation started doing this stuff in the 80s. It started with the Reagan administration and the Heritage Foundation, and their every 4 year mandates have been a part of every administration since Reagan. And I mean every administration, Democratic and Republican. No. ICE agents can't make warrantless arrests in Oregon unless there's a risk of escape, U.S. judge rules. This, once again, change and revolution requires activism, protest, litigation, and lobbying, along with legislation. When I say start contacting your representatives, start getting together with other people, start filing class action lawsuits, this is what I mean. Because no place, first of all, ICE is not law enforcement. Number one. Two, don't talk to them through a closed door. If you are on private property, non-public property, don't talk to them through the door. That's rule number one. Do not talk to them through the door. Don't lie to them. Just don't talk to them at all. Keep yourself safe that way. But start petitioning the courts. Set a legal precedent, because everybody keeps saying, oh, I can't wait for Nuremberg. I can't wait for Nuremberg. There won't be a Nuremberg if you don't start taking the steps now. There's an order of operation to things. In order to try somebody for a crime, you have to start establishing that they committed a crime. If my house gets robbed tonight and I never report it, did a crime happen? Exactly, Rach. If somebody runs in, lock the door. Don't answer. Don't lie. If they say, "Did somebody run in?" Don't say anything. You cannot sit there and go, "Oh, I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for this." Nuremberg didn't happen because people sat back and just waited for evidence to magically happen and the white knights to come in and do things. You keep screaming, "Well, I'm waiting for the Democrats, the Democrat." Did you forget that you live here too? Did you forget that it is we, the people of the United States? We hold the power. You all keep giving up your power to an idiot who would not be elected as class president to a daycare and his sycophants. Are you not embarrassed? Yes, that's the whole point, Harley. They're not allowed to go in there. But if you don't report it and people just keep capitulating and letting folks in or not reporting it, not petitioning the court, because at this point, like I said before, we're the class action lawsuits. You're being taxed without being properly represented. You're being lied to regarding your tax funds. So there's misappropriation of your tax funds. Okay? Increased damage to your mental health. Child endangerment. I am not bare assed. Oh my goodness, babe. Child endangerment. If you have any chronic illnesses, respiratory issues, with them willy-nilly putting like you have to, in order to invoke change, taking to the streets is great. Taking to the streets, we're the petitions, we're the lobbyists, we're the litigators, where's the legislation that you're coming up with? All of these things have to work in tandem to get things done. There's a reason why in school they only teach you about the protest. And then they make it seem like, oh, magically, because they got tired of listening to the folks at the street, they made the change. They woke up. No. While they were focused on the protest, there were lobbyists out there. There were people writing legislation. There were people in the courthouse pushing cases all the way up to the Supreme Court in order to make precedent, in order to change the legislation. You have to work collaboratively. You have to work cooperatively. Why are you sitting back waiting for it to come to your front door when it's too damn late? Because by the time they move into your city, you won't be able to get to and from the courthouses so easy. You think that they're just going to let you walk in there and file against them? What happened to we matching energy this year? I done heard y'all for the past 10 years claim that you're matching energy and you haven't matched anything. Okay, barely your outfits. I see y'all. The GOP, the racists, the bigots, the homophobes, the transphobes, you want to know what they consistently do? They preemptively sue to set the precedent. That's matching energy. Why aren't you doing it? And before you go, we don't have money like that. Contingency exists. And there are attorneys right now that would love to make their name doing it. Did we forget the hundreds of attorneys who know the system that left the DOJ? Come through it to come through. It is time for you to step up and take your place because you know the processes and you know the people that are underqualified, unqualified, the people that you were in the midst of training are there now. You can run circles around them and we can get this done. This right now is the time for change because all the intellectuals are on our side and know the blueprint. Instead of sitting back and doing the American thing of waiting for somebody else to do it, realize it takes us all, or at least the majority, to get it done. I'm so tired of y'all with this. Well, my little $5 won't make a difference. Me turning the TV off for that, it won't make a difference. Really? Really? When the first person said, hey, I don't want to be in chains anymore, if everybody would have convinced them, your one little revolt, your one little blah, blah, blah won't make a difference, where would we be? If the first person who said, you know what, no more gas chambers, And people were like, no, 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 no. Your one little voice isn't going to make a difference. Where would the Jewish community be? If Miss Marsha would have listened to the voices where you're just one trans woman, what could you do? Where would the trans go? Where would LGBTQI be? I'm going to take y'all back to an example I love to use because it's so simple for people to grasp. When the movie The Pursuit of Happiness came out, so many of y'all were pissed off with Tandy Newton, the character that she was playing, but a bunch of y'all are her. When you watch somebody else doing it, you're like, oh, that's messed up. Why would she be a stumbling block for him? Oh, why would she be a speed bump? That's you. You are the speed bump for change. You are the speed bump of revolution. You are the stumbling block, but you want it. You need it. You desire it, but you don't want to participate in it. But once it's accomplished, you're no different than the racists, the homophobes, the transphobes, the problematic that sit back and pretend in a few years that they've always stood on the right side of history. You'll sit there and puff up your chest and regurgitate what I've said, what other people have said, and act like you were in it for a good fight. You were in it for a photo op. You were in it to be contrarian because you thought that that made you trendy and cool. Let me explain to you, when lives are on the line, nobody gives a damn about trendy. Nobody gives a damn about cool. They never stopped hanging black bodies. And for all of you that are like, well, we were oppressed too, my people, they lynched us. Do you remember when they lynched the Italians? Do you want to see them do it again? Do you want to live it in real life? All of these whataboutisms throughout history, I don't think that you get that you are about to have a front row seat to it. You done sat here decade after decade after decade claiming that you about that life. Claiming that that's why you got all these guns and don't pray it on me. And you're laying down. They ain't even buying you a Reese cup first. Ain't oiling you up for nothing. And screwing every hole you got raw. All of your oppression kinks are about to be reality. You wanted to be oppressed so bad. Baby, listen, welcome to the Terror Dome. Now, the difference between me and you is I know nothing but this life. I know how to survive it and keep a smile on my face and a pep in my step and move forward. You don't. The last time your people and your kind, the one that looked like you, had to deal with more than just the sun, UV rays whooping your ass, was the Great Depression. And y'all decided to find the tallest buildings you couldn't jump into them. You decided to kill off your own or sell off your own children. You were jumping off bridges like you were lemurs. But you want to keep looking at me and mine? What are y'all going to do? Same thing we do every day. They're going to come for you. They never stopped. The question is, what are you going to do? Because you're not used to being treated like a nickel. You used to looking sad and people running up to make sure you're okay. I'm used to being overlooked. I'm used to being tricked. Yesterday, my big brother took time out on his show to compliment me. He couldn't even finish saying what I bring to the table before somebody was screaming, look at me, tell me I'm special, tell me I'm wonderful. I'm used to it. You're not. You can't even handle somebody going, ain't nothing like a black queen. And here you come with a whole man, kids and all. But what about when you can't handle the truth. This is why you take to the history books and redact it. You don't want to admit that you're mediocre and ill-equipped. You force yourself to believe that you are the saviors of the globe when consistently history teaches us that you need to be saved. This is why y'all had no problem coming together to burn down, bomb, and flood cities of people who happen to have been marginalized. You had no problem assembling within hours to lynch children. You had no problem learning how to protest and come together. You found the PTO and the money to survive when you didn't want your illiterate ass children going to school with Black children. But when it comes time to come together to fight for equity that we all require, that we all desire, now all of a sudden you don't know how to come together. You can't schedule a protest. You don't have no PTO. You're afraid to lose your job now. You wasn't afraid when you lied on that Black man because you didn't like that his sister had pretty dresses. You wasn't afraid when you went out with your rifles and your ropes and your axes and your axe handles to take a life, to wipe entire families off the census forevermore. You weren't afraid of that. Huh? You had no fear when you committed the Red Summer. But when it comes to doing good work, now all of a sudden you're brain dead and fearful. You got more anxiety than there is Prozac. So excuse the societal underrungs of society, the 92%, the Black women that you put everything on our backs about, that you mama love, mammy us to death, to turn around and try to tell us we ain't shit every single day. Letting go and letting you. You have sold us the bill of goods that without you, we would be in huts. We wouldn't know how to read or write. We wouldn't be speaking your languages. Remember? You cannot be victor and victim all in the same breath, all at the same time. You said that you saved us, save us now. And for all of you white men, and I'm specifically talking about the whites, not the Caucasians, not the Anglo-Saxons, that sit up there and talk about what a woman's place is supposed to be. Why are you looking for Black women to do anything? Because according to you and your traditional woman, none of us should be saying a word. We shouldn't have a job. We shouldn't have an opinion. We should just be going along with whatever you say. So why are you looking for us? Hmm? Hmm? Huh? You know how to get up in the morning. Make sure you schedule your whole day to troll, harass, and bully melanated people. But you can't manage to get yourself universal health care? You can research and read and comprehend well enough to dock somebody who's not going to sit here and bootlick and bow down to you and call you the greatest to ever do it when your genealogy is so inbred, the cells no longer split. But you don't understand that abortion is healthcare and that virtually everybody participates in gender affirming care? Hmm, hmm. Every single Sunday, every single holiday that pops up, especially the winter holiday season. Y'all jump on here, chest out, so proud. I cussed out Auntie Janice. You've been cussing out Auntie Janice and putting her in her place for 25 years. Why are you still breaking bread with her? Huh? What? And also, newsflash, deconstruction does not stop until you hit the grave. Let's say it all together. Deconstruction does not stop until you hit the grave. And there is more to deconstruct from than just racism. What? Huh? Okay. Let the church say amen. Now it's time to pass around the offering plate because we're about to really get into it. Y'all are sitting here going, this isn't the America I love. This isn't the America that I grew up with. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you knew it. You knew it. The fact that one country denotes itself as if it were a continent, you knew it. You knew it. You knew what protected you. You knew what kept you comfortable. And you knew what you were wishing would come back. But see, you were sold the infantilized version, where there was just this utopia, this cornucopia of white excellence on the backs of everybody else. That when you get Django back in chains, that millionaire status that you believe is attached to the skin that you're encased in was just going to come out to you. See, what they didn't tell you was that the slave owners, the slave masters, didn't sleep peacefully at night. How could you? You brought more people here under duress and force than the people that accompanied you by choice. You denigrated so many people that you didn't know who to truly trust. And because you never learned how to do anything for yourself and you were so reliant on these other people, you legitimately had to keep your head on a swivel. See, they didn't tell you that. See, that's why you're like, this isn't the America I knew. Yeah, because you thought that your comfort, your protection would increase. Now, you have to reconcile quickly with the fact that the greatest terror, the greatest threat on the planet is your reflection. Void of humanity, void of melanin, void of culture, void of heritage, brimming with tyranny, overflowing with savagery, and wanting to sit atop this mythical, made up hierarchy solo. You now have to reconcile with the fact that evil, diabolical, non truth telling people raised you, surrounded you. You have to come to grips with everything that you have was stolen. That calling you mediocre is a compliment. You have to accept you've never been the standard. You have been chasing the standard while trying to erase it simultaneously. You went from creating fashion to look like how we are born to now risking your lives to get the curvature that you normally see on roads. But because the universe knows how resilient we are, how blessed we are, and without us, nothing would be populated, we receive. See, you stay focused on the curse that was bestowed onto Eve and to Adam, where we remember the blessings that came upon this earth with Lilith. We are now to a point where you don't get to play make believe. You don't get to have the imaginary friend of success. You keep saying, didn't earn it, didn't earn it, didn't earn it. You've had generations of didn't earn it. Because isn't it ironic, with a touch of humor, that white bodied individuals came over to this land, stole people, stole land, and then turned around and made thievery and receiving stolen property a crime? Hmm, 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 hmm. Won't season nothing but the bodies of black folk. Won't wash nothing but the history books. Huh? And what you're having to face more than anything, femme presenting and white women, that your male and male presenting counterparts still don't see you as human. Because let's face it, that's why so many of you have problems with black women and black femme presenting individuals. Because as much as they may not like us, as much as they try to keep on the books that we're livestock, they put you beneath livestock. This is why they didn't bat an eye, and they're still lying. They are giving the George Floyd treatment to Renee Good. You don't like that. But instead of taking your anger out on who it should be taken out on, you're putting it on our backs. We didn't create the law that said that we could marry you, take you down to the courthouse, put you on the steps, and beat you to a pulp. We didn't create the laws that said that if we got in good with your paw, we could marry you at 12 or 13, take all of your important documents, and hold you captive, and just pump you full of babies until we wanted a newer, younger model. We didn't create the laws saying that you, as a woman, should only go to school to find a man that may or may not take care of you for the rest of your days. We weren't the ones encouraging your grandmothers and great grandmothers and some of your mothers to marry Confederate veterans for their benefits. Because the last one died when the calendar hit the 2000s. You know that, right? Hmm. We didn't make those laws. We didn't say that you shouldn't be able to put anything in your name. We didn't say you shouldn't be allowed to work, because when you talk about a woman's revolution, please tell me when a woman who contains melanin, a woman who is always kissed and blessed by the sun, wasn't permitted to work. We've always been forced to the point that our DNA is permanently altered because of it, because of the work that we were forced to do. Hmm. We didn't come up with the laws that said that you were supposed to be subservient to someone who doesn't even know how to properly wipe the crack of his ass. We didn't. We weren't the ones that convinced you that no matter how many degrees you get, you should just give up your body to the nearest white man to kind of sort of get ahead, as long as he gets ahead first. We didn't do that to you. We did not tell you that your value was in blonde hair, blue eyes, big tits, small asses. We didn't tell you to consistently go under the knife to look less and less human. For someone whose DNA is questionable at best, that seems to be more aligned with Roger from American Dad than Roger from Sister Sister. Right. Or don't walk on the same side of the street. They have been telling you your entire life to look at the boogeyman over there in the corner with the dark skin. When Casper, the not so friendly ghost, was the one doing all the damage to you, but you knew that. But you have been trained to protect him and to endure the pain of his abuse. But you blame us. You enjoy the comforts of the experiments that they placed upon us. We were the ones that they used the chainsaws on, the pine saw, the listerine, all of these things. You have to reconcile with the fact that even though your feminism for a long time systematically erased us from history, we still fought for strides and we still brought you along. Even when you stood in front of us to block the cameras from capturing our images. I thought y'all were the descendants of the witches they couldn't burn. You didn't say anything about the witches they couldn't drown, but I digress. Where's that fight? Where's that ingenuity? Hmm? You wanted to take credit for the suffragette movement. You wanted to take credit for the entirety of women's rights. Here's the perfect time to center yourself. Center yourself with action. You should know what has previously worked and what hasn't. So you shouldn't be wasting any time with that because, according to you and the text that you put out for everyone to study, you got this. And while you're doing it, quote your own people, use your own music, dress in your own cultures. So I suggest you go get some sheets. I mean, this is a perfect time for you all to let your filth cause yet another fire on water. And I'm really gonna say something and y'all gonna get pissed off. And you're probably gonna run tell that to your favorite creator. I don't care. I'm grown. And ain't now one of y'all gonna come with my ass. Okay? Okay. So for you screen recorders, although this is gonna be up in posterity on Substack and two different places on YouTube, here we go. Just because you find a creator funny, attractive, you notice that they're white and they have a dangalang, does not truly mean that they're boots on the ground, that they're activists, and that they're out there for the betterment of people. I said what I said. Just because you recognize a name, I need y'all to grab an understanding and a hold of why you recognize that name. Never in the history of protest have the protesters had impeccably coiffed hair, perfectly manicured clothing, photo shoot ready makeup, and they were putting out the pictures and the video footage of themselves. But y'all will swear up and down, well, yeah, I saw 25 videos on insert person's name here, page. I know they've been boots on the ground for years. I mean, I know they took a break to talk about gossip, and I know that one took a break to do the OnlyFans, and I know that one took a break to do blah blah blah. Because we only need to fight for injustice to justice, when it's newsworthy. Because in between, everything cool. Racism don't exist, transphobia don't exist. When we don't got to take to the streets, that we all get along. We colorblind, and we don't see the sex or the gender, and we mind our business on the in between time. But now, yeah, I mean, I know that they only show up to protest if somebody asks them to speak, and they only take like 10 steps and then they out. But and I know that every night they on a live instead of like petitioning people and stuff, and they selling merch. I got to get a t-shirt, because how else they gonna live? How else they gonna live? Yeah. But Barbara and Darren can't get your help after their house burnt down. But y'all really willing to come to fisticuffs and dox people because a white man went to a protest and spent the whole time? Yeah, y'all. I'm at 42nd and Smith. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Fight the power. Yeah. Yeah. Fight the power. And we're out. Yeah. Let me put that up there. Where y'all want to go for dinner? Yeah. Yeah. Some drinks too. Yeah. Let's go. How are you a revolutionary and you got more tails from bars than you got anything else? If they're so boots on the ground and they've been there for everything, how come the pendulum hasn't been moved up? And Peyton, keep doing the good work. Keep calling them out. Y'all sitting here wanting to run Peyton through there. All of these, now they boots on the ground, were a part of the Un-F America tour. Because even though they fighting a good fight, they boots on the ground, racism was not a hill they wanted to die on. They was cool with it. They was rocking with it. They were rocking with it. They was leaning with it. They was rocking with it. But yeah. Maybe if I pulled the white chicks and popped out on these internet streets like a white man, y'all would listen. Maybe you would. Maybe you would. Y'all are fighting harder to defend influencers that are hustling the hell out of you than you are for your own rights. You have to talk to their husbands and pastors first. You got that right. And for the people that, well, I can't afford that. I have a disabled child and I got my job, but you can afford to give your hard-earned money to people who already told you that they was sucking and bucking and getting bent over. Okay. Buckle up, Buttercup, because if you thought it was wild before, it's really about to get wild. Because let me tell you something. I need y'all to break free from believing automatically that white women are the default damsel in distress. I need y'all to start critically thinking and stop looking for a white face to tell you, please come save me. And you don't think about anything else. A white woman can come on here and be like, I lost my job. And you done watched her around the clock on live. What job did she lose? Another white woman can see a situation where people need to be supporting somebody else, and they'll come up. Well, I've been a victim for 30 years, and that's why I ascribe to this political party, and I need you to come and save me, even though I never leave the house and nobody can touch me. Y'all don't use any type of critical thing. Y'all see a white face, sometimes some boobs, and go, here's my money. Come, let me protect for what? For what? You notice how they do chicken? They be like, my child's being bullied. By who? I'll tell you in 3 to 4 business days. And am I going to go take care of my child? No. I'm going to exploit other people's trauma. And I'm going to stay online all day and night because you don't care. It's the truth. I see it all day, all day. And y'all be the same ones that'll sit back and let these busted ass, broke body built bitches disrespect Black women. You'll tell Black women to get it out the mud. But the default damsel in distress can lie to your face with some stuff that does not make a lick of sense. And in closing, the deadline is over. And for those in the know, you know what I'm talking about. The deadline is over. Did y'all catch the hint that I know exactly who the three of you are? Also, let me make this my official statement. You will not garner any type of respect. You will not be propelled up when it comes to clout or anything else. You will not be welcomed into any inner circles or, become somebody's bestie by stepping into the house that Taz built and being disrespectful. I do not know what got in some of y'all crawl spaces recently. Now, I can be kind, I can be nice, I can never be benevolent, and I don't even try. But one thing I'm not is I am not disrespectful unless I got to match energy. In the past month, not a week has gone by without somebody being over the top disrespectful. Now, I've kept it cool, I've kept it cute, I've kept it copacetic, and I've kept it professional. Let me explain something to you. I will drag you to hell, kick Satan over, dig underneath his throne, drag you down there, stomp you out, come back up, put the dirt over you, put Satan back on top of you, and come back up and sleep like a baby. Now, two of you unfortunate faced, dumb fucked in the brain, heifers already learned what you set out to get by starting shit and then trying to disrespect me. How did that work for you? What do you have now other than cobwebs on your cooter biscuit? And for the final one that thinks that they are going to make a name for themselves and people are going to welcome them with open arms, I have news for you. That co host spot that you held for 10 years, the people have spoken and they don't want to see you there. I know. I'm sorry. I said the no word. We've all said the no word today. It's just been a effort Thursday. But yeah, it is chronicled. It is documented. The people don't want to see you. See, there's a difference between being a genuine person and working on yourself and being able to hold your own. I I can be a part of an ensemble cast and I can stand on my own. I can talk about any and everything because I am like a parfait. I am layered, delicately and deliciously. But do not play with me because when it's time for me to play a little game, I am the only one that will win. I don't take prisoners of war, I take casualties. That's not a threat. It's not even a promise. It's historically factual. Now, if you would like to check my resume, just a few years back, shortly after the world opened back up and we could go outside, there were some people that tried this shit before. I could do a month-long series on where are they now, and each episode would end with no damn where. Since there has been an internet, there has been someone trying me. I am Taz for a reason, not merely a season. No, Cooter Biscuit Rage. Yeah, Cooter Biscuit. Yes, they are in the basement, Chicken. And Chicken can tell you, she was right there with me. Look. So, now that we've gotten that out there, find something safe to do. Because I kid, I laugh, I joke. I do all of those things. But let us not forget that while at the Grippy Sock Casino and Resort, I headed a coup. A coup. Do you know how crazy you got to be to become the leader of the crazies? Waffle House. I want some Waffle House. Wait, do you have Waffle House up there by you, Nanja? Because we may have to come up and visit you because we just want Waffle House. We don't have Waffle House. Is the part? Oh dang, you don't. We got to find some place. But I guess we'll all just have to get together and go visit Thomas. I have my married name. That's from the person in El Salvador. You know what? I'm gonna leave it. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, woo, that's it. I would stand up. So y'all can stop saying I'm built like SpongeBob. I'm not. I just don't wear a lot of pants. Now, we got that out of the way. We got that off our chest. Tomorrow we're going to have some fun. Don't forget Superplex Party tonight at 9. Almost forgot how to tell time. More like honey, I know where you live. And I'm currently cooking dinner. I've studied chemistry on a master's level. Keep playing. You ate last week. Okay. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hope you slept last week too. Hope you slept last week. And we agreed. Well, he didn't have a choice. I'm making an Angus roast. Oh, you got a recipe for me to make for Kale? Hit me up. All righty, y'all. Do not forget, tonight, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, we will continue with the Learning Through Literature series, going through the memoir Nobody's Girl from Virginia Roberts Giuffre. And if you're not either subscribed for additional history on TikTok or on Substack, what are you doing? You stay trying to inflict damage. No, I'm not. You should let me love you. Let me be the one. Yeah, come here. Let me put my arms around you. Gout, you okay? Hardly. I know it was too good to be true that you didn't bother me through the whole show. What? Oh, I know who must have came back from going to the store. We're not going outside. And I'm definitely not going to be the one to take you for a walk. I don't trust that. I don't trust you at all on a walk because I feel like you would try me. No, I knew. And remember, come on back. Don't keep me hidden. Bring a friend. Bring your favorite cousin. Okay? Show me off. Don't keep me hidden. I'm not mistress material. Yeah, Harley is ready. I think she done figured out how to tell time because she came right. Like, hey, come on, let's go. I see you. I see you, girly pop. Okay, you just moving the mouse now? I know what to do. Thank you. As always, each one, reach one. They do run the house. I'm the Rodney Dangerfield of this house. I don't get no respect from this dog. And keep in mind, there is new Taz merch. Link in bio. Melt the ice with the warmth of humanity. There's chaos merch over there too. Because if I forget to say that, he don't have attitude. But we know. You coming to see me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding a little bit. All right. Remember, don't do anything that requires bail, not in this economy, but most importantly, it only requires bail should you get caught. Be good. I will see you all later. Bye.